Evening, folks. This is DJ Idle Hands hopping on. We got a really hot set here. So I remember Roast Beef once described playing versus Shane's Mii Brawler as the fly swatter minigame, and that's going to be about accurate. I think you just have to like pin down this fast, really small, agile character. I asked Shane to if Ryan's going to win this tournament, Shane's got to make him earn it. Hello, Asdest. Yeah, Shane's got to really make him earn it. And yeah, so far this is a tight competitive game. I will say I feel like in recent history talking 2022, Ryan has had the edge. Now I could be missing data there. I could be selectively interpreting just the times when Ryan did win. It might be P even. I guess that would make sense, yeah. I feel like I remember like Ryan losing like once and then winning like a few times, but those are also like, I don't pay attention to every set always, so. I definitely remember Ryan eliminated Shane at the bracket that I won, which is great because that's why I won that bracket, is because I didn't have to fight Shane. Yeah. Oh, that was really, really risky by Shane. I don't really think it was worth it because he did make it out alive, unscathed, basically, but like, damn, he could have just thrown away. Like, this game is like slightly in Ryan's favor, right? Like, one like up smash or something probably takes it at this point, but like, dude, he could have just died at nothing. And yeah, he's kind of going for it again. But again, I think like Shane's Mii Brawler is really interesting because of how high risk it plays. I don't think that all of those risks are always worth it, but it does make it extremely scary to fight in bracket, I will say that much. Alright, and we're up to an even game now. 33%, nothing, a little bit of a Brawler silly trickiness can't take away. Now, Pit is definitely a character that can exhaust Mii Brawler's resources in terms of recovery very efficiently. The problem is that Pit's airspeed is really slow, and Brawler is extremely fast. He's going to have to really be calling out those options I'm forgetting the word that I'm thinking of. But before, you know, he can't just purely react. He has to be in the right space at the right time. Preemptively. I kept thinking preeminently. Preemptively. That might be it, honestly. Good DI, good DI. Ryan definitely knows this matchup. He's played Shane's Mii Brawler probably like 6 times more. One thing Ryan's been getting really good at is reacting in those scramble situations when the opponent has shield up. I feel like he's really good at knowing when he can go for player-specific and like character data-specific, what options he can go for to really pressure them out of shield. That's a pretty big turnaround. Brawler's ledge trapping is unironically really good. That won't kill yet, yeah. That move is actually shockingly like weaker than you might think. It doesn't really kill that early, honestly. Like, it kills, but not like super consistently. I think that's like one of the many aspects in Pit's kit that like maybe is like in a general in a general sense is like tuned well, but when every option in this game feels kind of overtuned, it can be lackluster in comparison. That being said, really good on Ryan for closing that out too. Another thing that Ryan used to struggle with a lot as a player is winning those last hit pressure situations, and he's definitely been winning his fair share of those tonight. Very clear signs of improvement, I think, from like the Ryan who would get 3rds and 4ths and 5ths. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't expect to see Shane go Rob, even if he goes down 2 games, because his Mii Brawler is just more tested. Also, Pit versus Rob sounds like a nightmare for Rob. Even if it's not that bad in terms of matchup, it sounds really, really unfun. I don't know why Shane would subject himself to that. Really early lead for Ryan amassing. I feel like this can kind of be a consistent trend in a lot of Shane's Mii Brawler games, is that his Mii Brawler gives and deals a lot of percents in really quick increments. So it ends up being like, you'll see like Brawler at like 100 and the opponent at like 30, and you'll be like, oh man, he's losing really hard. And then Shane will like immediately snowball back into even. And then the same thing is true on the other side, where he'll get like a ton of combos really early on, and you'll be like, wow, man, Shane's Brawler is on another world. But he does have like a very Fox-esque disadvantage, which is one that's not necessarily like a terrible disadvantage, but rather one that's like very exploitable if you're looking for the right things and making the right callouts. Really good call out there on the dash attack. There's not a lot of options that Shane personally would have done in that scenario that doesn't cover. So that's just really good, both character and player recognition from Ryan. Ryan definitely going to be looking for one of these early percent pit combos. Take me Brawler from 9% to 900%. Shane really needs this stock, but aside from the up B shenanigans on the platform, I don't know how quickly he's going to be able to get it. Like, he's going off stage. He's making these risks, but I think, like, even if the risks would work out well for him if they hit, I don't think Ryan's going to give it to him. I think that's another kind of common theme with the Brawler, is that you can take those risks, but once you know the matchup, they're very telegraphed risks. And that's just another reason I do think Brawler is, like, not one of the better characters in the game. Or, like, he's pretty good, but I don't think he's, like, top 20, whatever. Wow, really good recognition from Ryan there, too. Again, just, like, a recognition of what options Shane wants to go for in what scenarios, and just pick the option that maybe not necessarily optimal for one of them, but beats all of them. And now Ryan has held this lead for, like, almost the entire game. That snipe should take it, yeah. He hasn't managed to amass that much extra credit on Shane, but I think at least in these scenarios, a lot of the time, Ryan is more so going for that download and using his high percents, less to try to rack up those extra percents and more so to really, like, get a feel of what you're trying to go for that game. A lot of players do switch up game plans a little bit in between games, but within games, it's very hard to overwrite muscle memory, even for, like, some of our really good players. You'll definitely see a lot of really good players who are kind of, like, getting called out for the same bad habit multiple times, which is another thing that Ryan has been really good at today. You'll call him out once, he'll stop doing the bad habit. Again, Ryan knows the DI there. Oh, really vital, but misses the call out there. Yeah, Shane has definitely clawed this back into a position where Ryan's still in the lead, but it's not commanding at all. I think that was a good call in the up smash, but again, Ryan is just kind of being... He's got kind of an impenetrable defense today. I think kind of a greedy side B there for sure. I don't think one of the better side Bs that we've done. Side B is kind of like a mid-move, like I said earlier. Really good call out there, though. Shane will down B that scenario a lot. That was just a hard read. Not only really covers that and roll, but because it's so likely that Shane will go for that down B, I think it's super worth going for that hard call out. I don't know if I would have done it, and I think that might make me the worst player in that scenario for not going for it. Yeah, we're pretty much dead even now, which is crazy when you consider how long Ryan held the lead, but not as crazy when you consider it wasn't really extending that lead so much as holding it, just holding the line. Scary situation here. Alright, just the instant roll, no pressure, just roll right on in. Alright, now, Shane... I think Ryan could have maybe applied a bit more pressure there, but it's also scary too, so I understand what he did. Once Brawler has his options, he like run out like in that scenario, he couldn't down beat again. Very, very exploitable character to push off the edge. He doesn't have that much mix-up potential in the air either, other than those fast falling speed. And that was a really good clutch scenario by Ryan. That game did not feel as long as it was, honestly, but I think it's just because Ryan spent so long downloading Shane's habits, just holding on to that lead. And then it was like the last two stocks really constituted the main beat of the game. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Speaking of puns or whatever, Ryan's put the red slices on. He just needs to get in there and finish off the same. I really hope neither of the players. I'm definitely being. I hope their headphones are cranked way up. All right, low-paced opening to this game. Shane just flying around, trying not to get hit by the fly swatter that is Pit. Trying to look for these openings. Really good callouts by Shane. Really good adaptations in that side B more often. I think with some of Ryan's patterns specifically, because Pit's pretty slow in the air, you can definitely get a lot of callouts on. Just know what to look out for, and then Shane getting the trump, not really getting that much off of it directly, but that ledge trap snare to an early for Shane. Again, I wonder if we're going to see a more slow-paced stock here where Shane is going to try to snowball the percents, or if it's going to be a longer, more drawn-out battle. This is a much more fast-paced second stock, and Ryan definitely took that stock pretty quickly, I think like 30-ish seconds after the stock. He took a lot of percent. He kind of was throwing himself a little bit at Shane, taking the trades, and that's kind of what Shane wants in this scenario. That being said, one really good advantage state from Ryan evens this up or even tilts it in his favor, depending on how extended he can keep that advantage. So, really, really vital. Yeah, really unfortunate upbeat past ledge. You don't see it super often with Pit, but it definitely happens. Yeah, and now Shane kind of has room to move around. I don't know. I feel like this is either a scenario where Ryan is mentally thinking like, okay, well maybe I can win this game, but maybe it's just like a breather game. He can take one, but I can't give him one. That kind of an attitude. But this could also definitely be the start of like Shane really catching in on some of Roast Beef's habits. There we go. That's that extended advantage state. That was so much, and it put Ryan in a really good position afterwards too. Ryan should play Kazuya. Please don't play Kazuya. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, I think in Shane's scenario, like that up smash missing surprises me. Yeah, this is definitely a good scenario. The shot puts here are kind of customary. They're like the best idea in that scenario because you can't do anything else to threaten Pit, but also like they're probably their chance of working is so low. You're more so using it really to cut off easier recovery angles for Ryan so that he has to go for something a little more telegraphed. And he can't just, you know, try to pelt you off stage with arrows and stuff. FD is a really good pick here, in my opinion. Pit does have like some extended platform stuff, but I also think that he does just extremely well on this stage in general because you can't use those platforms to navigate around his combo starters and everything.
3, 2, 1, go!
Super even. That was an interesting trip. This is really tense neutral. You can feel how much is on the line for both of these players, but especially for Ryan. Like this would be it, right? He takes this. This is not only his win. This is his first win, and he manages to do it at while he's running a bracket that had terrible circumstances going on, running terribly behind, probably under a ton of stress for that, and it still manages to take the bracket. I'm sure this means a lot to him, and I'm sure Shane really wants this too. Really good call out. Wow, that was smart. I mean, like, Shane tends to start the semester, I know he's even said so himself, like, kind of underwhelmingly, and then just, you know, get back into the swing of things after a couple weeks. So Shane winning after going, you know, getting good placements, but not like top 5 PR placements, would be huge for him. Also, a reverse 3-0 to cause the reset would be massive, I think, too. That's the point where you get a lot of space to work with, and, you know, Ryan might be starting to tap out a little bit after having run the event the whole time, too. Wow, really good call out there, too. Meanwhile, Shane, I feel like, is a player that doesn't really get tired. He gets momentum-based. That's why I think you'll see Shane go on a lot of these really, really stacked losers runs. Even managing to beat, like today he beat players who have definitely beat him before in the past, like Raph, for instance. Raph has a really good set record against Shane historically, and Shane managed to take it. And Raph, I think, was playing pretty good today. Like, not the best I've ever seen Raph play, but pretty good. What percentage was Raph playing? That was like 70% Raph. Ryan is clawing back. I'm really liking the way that he's playing this. He's on a deficit. He's applying pressure like you need to in this scenario, but he's applying pressure in a really safe and smart way. This is exactly what you have to do. That being said, yeah, shock option off the ledge. The shock value of it means it probably only works once a set, but man, that one time it works is so crucial. Because like otherwise, me Brawler being aggressive off the ledge is going to be, you know, side B, which just you want to space around. The down B has so much burst range. That being said, this is dead even. Dead to rights, dead to rights. Good extension. I think Ryan is going a little bit too much for that side B. I understand why. He doesn't want to get, you know, too framed and all that stuff. Faster recovery to stage. But Shane's definitely been very cognizant about exactly how to punish it today. I like the attempt on the tech chase, but I think he kind of already had a position in mind that he thought Shane would go to and wasn't able to react to the different position in time. You'll see that a lot, for sure. You kind of like, in your brain, you're like, okay, I think he's going to go to this position, but I'm going to stand here and just like wait and try to see. But it's so hard to override your brain. Oh, really, really crucial bread and butter there from Ryan. That might be it. Oh, misses the arrow. That was definitely a crucial arrow. Pelting him, just making Shane work so hard for this stock. Shane is going to try to make Ryan. That might be it. Okay. If he had been turned around, Bear would have definitely killed. Would have been guaranteed, but it just works out that way sometimes. And now, Shane is definitely going to go for that early cheese, and that'll work. That'll tie it back up. We're in a potential reverse 3-0 scenario. Watching Incineroar dittos on the other setup. How are you guys playing Incineroar? Oh, you wanted to play the better character than Bowser. Oh, you wanted to play a worse character than Bowser. I like that I said that even though, like, Incineroar died, but Incineroar got the kill. So, like... Alright, game 5 scenario. Running it back to FD. Totally get it. Totally get it. Totally get why Shane wouldn't want to ban the stage. He's had a lot of success playing on this, even when it's his opponent's counter pick. Totally get why Ryan wants to go back here. Just eliminate the possibility for error of you mess up, tech chase scenario, you miss something on a platform, you die at 60. Just run the good old-fashioned neutral game, baby. Really tense. Shane is really amassing this lead here. Liking the nair, but that'll be an early kill. That'll be an early kill for Shane. Yeah, I think Ryan is kind of starting to get to the point too, where he's going for the options that have worked earlier in the set. It's definitely a really common thing that you can get into the habit of doing, is going for options that would have worked earlier and did work for you earlier, but kind of tunnel visioning on them and not really like paying attention to the conditioning or how that player was thinking in that moment, not taking account of them adapting, building onto a different game plan over the course of the set. Not quite. Good DI from Ryan. Ooh, yeah. That nair is kind of a hassle. Even if you see it coming, it can definitely be a hassle just to try to play around. Catching Dark Pit's toes. Classic weak part. I've seen Ryan make crazier comebacks. I've been on the receiving end of Ryan making crazier comebacks than this. But Shane, I think, is not one who gets tilted or reversaled as easily as I. Good catch. That's 1 stock for Ryan. That's what you need to mount a comeback. Won't kill yet. Very, very, very scary scenario, though. If you're in Ryan's shoes, you basically have to win almost every interaction from here on out and not lose a single time. You can take a few trades and the like. You cannot be losing interactions. You can't be running willy-nilly into up Bs or up smashes, forward airs, or shot puts. Like, almost half of me Brawler's kit, at least in terms of relevant moves, is going to kill at this point. Greedy shot put from Shane, but I get it. I mean, Shane's giving up a few opportunities, but it may be a little too late. Not gonna kill quite yet. Not raw. That'll take it, and that's a reset. We're going into true finals.